Hello, hello, everyone. This time without the mute button. Welcome to the first match of the competitive series 2023 Invitational seeding round. This match is going to be first match is going to be between the Dark Sea Corsairs and Equilibrium Abens v KDCM Q Dodgers later on, right after. Last month, 8 teams entered the Invitationals knockout round, and 4 came out who will be facing each other in this seeding phase. Today, the seeding phase begins with the Dark Sea Corsairs and Equilibrium, as I mentioned. Now, this seeding phase is a 3-week round-robin tournament. Unlike the knockout phase, we'll be playing all 5 maps today, as each win will grant 1 point. Seeding will then be allotted based on those points. Obviously, more points, better seeding. So let us see how we're doing. Have we gone live quite yet? Not quite yet, but we're getting there. We will get there. But I'm Ivor. Iraq should have been with me, but we had a catastrophic rig failure. I don't know if we'll end up with a co-cast mid-match. I don't think it's going to happen, but hey, we're flying by the seat of our pants. We're gonna get into some of the stuff coming up here. As you can see, empty lobby so far. So before we go too far, let's go ahead and talk about a quick map as we wait for the teams to enter in about 5 minutes here. Now, these standings, there are no real, oh, actually, hang on, before I start talking about that, let's talk about some of the standings and where these teams came from. Now, last week, let me get my tournament up. I did not think this far ahead. Sorry, folks. So last week we had our Invitationals knockout round. Find that. Knockout round. All right, so these teams are coming off now. Equilibrium first up was against Casterian's Guard. They knocked them out 3-0 in that one, so a sweep there. And the Dark Sea Corsairs a 3-1 against the Sky Rangers Jaegers, which was closer than that score looks. And yeah, so that's where we're coming in. These ones are so now we're into the seeding round. Dark Sea Corsairs are team 1, Equilibrium team 2 on this one, and we'll get that going. All right, there is the cast starting out. Excellent. So we'll go ahead and there's Hollow in. We're getting ready. Things are coming up quick, but while we have about 3 minutes, you know what? I'm not going to worry about talking about math this time. I'm just going to stall. Hello, Hollow. I'm going to send us over to the map band room. Now, the way that this works is each team, starting with team 1, is going to choose a map. That map is going to, well, that's the map order, right? So the first thing that that Dark Sea chooses, that's going to be our first map. Then Equilibrium chooses, that's our second map. And back and forth, and then obviously the remainder is going to be the last map, and then they choose sides, starting with team 2. So we will have some switch up here. Both teams in lobby. Actually, now is a good time to get started. So we'll go ahead and get them started. They are early. Love to see that. Love to see that. And we will get going here. We'll start in 2 minutes either way. So yeah, this map ban is going to take a few minutes there, and then we are going to go ahead and get started. We'll do a debrief after each one, and then we'll talk about what we expect to come up. So expect a lot of information to come your way. Here comes EQ into the group, DSC with just a couple. Let's see if they are ready. RAM is ready. Double checking with Hollow here, making sure they're ready. All right, and the map ban begins here. This is the first strategic phase. Now, you do want things to manage here. You would think you've got your strat for each one, but really you want to put your best foot forward early, get that momentum going. Momentum is pretty key in all of these. So we'll get to that. Let me find my map band here, get my scoreboard ready as we choose our maps. Looking at both these teams, DSC, EQ with some heavy hitters. Looking at Chicken Man in there. Surprised not to see Nyan or Basalt just yet. But hey, they are likely to be there. Let's see here. Ooh, looks like Vitric Station is going to be our first up. Very good. Now waiting for EQ to choose. Make sure this is coming through on stream here. Yes. So Vitric Station first up. Expect a nice aggressive tactics by both teams, looking to get that lead early and really put it out there. A small map followed by Polar Highlands, moving straight into some of the trading maps. This will be interesting to see which way these teams go. Either team chooses the brawl on Vitric, and then obviously Polar Highlands, Equilibrium feeling good about their trading strategies. Let's see where we end up next. Darksea Corsairs conferring most likely on what they're looking for. There we go. Hibernal Rift back to a shorter range map, mid to short. Followed by Mining Collective. Excellent. Keeping it going. And then Crimson Strait will be our final one here. Sides. Looks like Equilibrium choosing side 2. So DSC will be team 1 for Vitric Station. It's a pretty symmetrical map. That's not going to matter a whole heck of a lot. Couple little positions here and there out on the sides, but expect most of the fighting to be on the top. But that's not going to quite matter so much. Polar Highlands. We are sticking with the Corsairs on side 1. This one does matter. We'll talk about it. There's some spots that are easier to match up or easier to get to. All right, Hibernal, they're making it easy for me. DSC ending on high, or Equilibrium choosing team 2, which means DSC team 1. This one, there are a couple spots that do matter. Again, we will talk about those now. Here we go. You have a side switch for Mining Collective. This one matters a lot in the early game. Let's see where we end up for Crimson Strait. Again, these sides definitely mattering. All right, DSC side 2. So we're gonna, I like this. This is like some of the early ones. All right, excellent. All right, so we have chosen our sides. We have chosen our maps. We're gonna start with Vitric Station, which is already queued up. So let me swap my map over to Vitric Station so y'all can see that, where we will talk about it while these two teams get lined up. Head on over to that map room, which I have no transition to apparently. So, all right. Let me just get these teams started here. And double check, right? DSC. Corsairs here are team 1. All right. And we'll get that timer started. All right, excellent. Timer started. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about Vitric here. Now, Vitric, like I was saying, there's a couple of differences in the symmetry here, but by and large, everything is going to be the same. So expect mechs in Charlie Bravo just going up here, and we're going to avoid the forbidden figure here. But they could go up either side, and that's for either team. And here, Charlie 2 is going to be where your receive is going to be. So if we are looking at receives, we're going to look at probably a little line like that here on either side. Expect maybe a gamma or epsi cap. Or rather, you know, one of the side caps, maybe both. For each one. You don't want to give up that advantage. Maybe a little light fight over here on Theta because those caps are pressure. You can't just sit back if you are losing on the caps here. So maybe a fight underneath for Theta. Don't expect it to be too long. I would expect one team to give it up quickly, depending on how confident folks are feeling. Checking on some stuff. All right. So there is that, and then maybe a pushover. Either side could push over Theta over the top. There are the ramps as well, right? So let's not count these ramps too far out. You could set up some lights here to go that way in your push. Of course, I'm looking at the wrong side. So here, let me fix that line here. Blue side has this ramp for the most part. So you could get a little bit of lights coming up that ramp. And likewise, Team 2 has a ramp that they can use just to sort of circumvent that push. Of course, jump jets on this map, very, very powerful. And the top is really where you want to be. If you've got someone that drops that cannot get up quickly, like a Mistlings would be, or a Viper would be able to get like up just fine. Team 1 is locked. I'm going to start the Team 2 timer here. So the timer is moving. So so those mechs can get up quickly. If you cannot get up quickly, your whole team kind of needs to drop, because if you're new on some of these things, fewer people up top means fewer targets to choose from, which means more people hitting the same target, right? So you want to be here with your team at all times. Maybe a little skirmishes have on occasion. I'm going to put these in green here. Seen a couple of skirmishes maybe around this area, tucked in down here. Nothing too crazy.